My name is Claire Kerry. I am Project Manager for West Yorkshire Consortium of Colleges and the FE Catalyst Learning Project. It's great to be here today at Leeds College of Building for the final leg of our live delivery of training. We've delivered quite significant pieces of training across a number of themes, including Socratic questioning, digitalisation, emotion coaching and belongingness, that have all been particularly well received by all of our college partners. The partnership itself for this particular project has been made up of all of our West Yorkshire FE colleges, along with Ask and Brian. The training itself has been delivered externally by experts in all of their training fields, and through a Catalyst learning model we've then been able to embed that training from directly accessed training, live or virtual delivery through our Learning Influencer network. Our learning influencers have then taken it back to their organisations and through train the trainer methods being able to then disseminate that training directly into the colleges. The impact of the training will be sustained well beyond the lifetime of the project, which concludes at the end of this month. All of our college partners that have been involved will be left with a comprehensive suite of training materials and toolkits that will really make sure that what we are taking forward is a really strengthened approach in terms of professional development. As I say, not least for the learning influencers that have been able to deliver the training firsthand and then indeed pass on through internal channels to their colleagues, but well beyond that into what will probably be models that replicate across staff development days and induction models. So thinking about the sustainable impact, we've certainly managed to go beyond our own expectations for what we envisaged at the start of the project.
So I'm Paul Farrell. I'm the Consultancy and Training Manager for C Learning, and we were charged with delivering the digitisation theme of the FE Catalyst project.
I'm Graham Blench. I'm the knowledge facilitator for two strands within the project, the belongingness strand and the emotion coaching. My background, I kind of straddle two worlds really. I was a teacher, a primary school teacher initially, and then an FE teacher, a lecturer, then a university senior lecturer, and then I went into management and I became vice principal. And then I stopped and I went back to university when I was 57 and trained as a therapist, and that's what I do now. And I've divided my time between clinical work and I'm doing a PhD in maths anxiety at Newcastle University.
So I'm Claire Faith and I'm one of the learning influencers for the Catalyst project. I work at Kirklees College, and in my day job I am a programme quality lead in the quality department.
Okay, yeah, so my name's Andy Wyatt. I'm a learning influencer for Leeds College of Building, originally a plumbing tutor and advanced practitioner.
In terms of the knowledge facilitator, what we did, if you like, is we brought together all that experience that Ben and I have. I started teaching in 1987, and Ben's been teaching for about 15 years or so. So it was about us working together to think, well, what are the key elements that are going to make digitisation of education that much better? So we kind of combined a whole load of different topics together in this one project delivered here for the West Yorkshire College Consortium.
Well, I'd done some work previously, extensively really, with Leeds College of Building, where we are this very morning, and also with Leeds City College and the Illuminate group. So I was really, I knew some of the colleges really well within the consortium and some of the personalities and so on. So I was delighted really to work with people that I've worked with before previously, who I knew were, you know, really dependable, solid, creative, and also some new people who turned out to be solid, creative and really dependable too.
In the process of presenting this project to the West Yorkshire Consortium, it was important to think about two strands to the skills that they were being asked, that we were being asked to deliver. There was what we call the clicks and bricks. How do I use the accessibility tools in Word or the accessibility tools in Google Docs? How do I assess what those accessibility tools need to be for my particular group of students. And it might also be, how do I develop student portfolios? How do I develop Flipgrid? So there's kind of two strands. There's the pedagogical practice, which is, the student portfolios and formative or polling and formative assessment, and then the clicks and bricks, the practical tasks of how might I use Flipgrid, or how might I use Wakelet? Yeah, and then back to the pedagogical one, there might be something on maybe retrieval practice or peer and self-assessment. So right all the way along, we had that double strand of pedagogical and practical, but in each of them, they were both peppered with real world examples of when these tools can be used in order to enhance the teaching delivery within their own individual college. And that was crucial. It's a relatively simple task to list all the tools there are within a particular piece of software. That's not the challenge. The challenge comes when you say, well, actually, that's all very well and good. Those are the clicks and bricks, as we call them. How do I now translate that into practical activities that I can do with my teaching staff in the classroom? And the teams of facilitators within the colleges, that was their challenge. Come and attend our sessions, and then once they've attended our sessions, think out how they could apply those to cascade that learning onto their staff, so there's an improvement across the board within their colleges using the tools that we've made them aware of.
So I'm delivering two strands. One is around emotion coaching, and one is around inculcating a sense of belonging. And the two really are kind of bonded together under a general theme of resilience. We're living in extraordinary times. The whole COVID response, the educational turmoil and so on. So what we're seeing in FE and in schools is a greater incidence of more intense behavioural disruption because of the extremes of emotion. And also students are having a developing feeling of being unmoored. Breakups from school, protracted periods of absence, destroys a sense of belonging. Both of which, both the management of emotion and the sense of belonging, are prerequisites for learning. So that's why we decided to go with that within the project.
So we've done belongingness, digitalisation. We're also looking at socratic questioning and also emotions coaching.
So we've been to all the training. We've been to the emotions training with Graham, the belongingness training. We've done the Socratic question. It's been quite a roller coaster. We've done the digitalisation elements as well online over the last month and a half. It's been busy.
Key thing was that everything we did was based in reality, that these are techniques that we have used ourselves to improve the teaching and learning. And it's crucial that they need to be tested. It's not enough just to offer a theoretical application of a particular set of tools or pedagogical practices. So they were real world examples in all that we did. Throughout the project, because we were aware that we were very time poor, we took the decision to record everything. So what we did, as well as peppering the actual examples with real world examples that they could use with them back in their colleges, we recorded everything so that they were able to access the webinars at a time to suit them. And as well as that, all the slide decks that were the kind of vehicle that we used to drive it forward were also made available for those people. They were also made available in dual format. It's important to say that we offered it both in Google format and in Microsoft format. So regardless of what decision the colleges made about whether to go Google or whether to stay with Microsoft, they could still access all of the resources and use them firsthand within their organisation.
At the moment, we've delivered belongingness training and digitalisation to two different curriculum areas, and we've also done some train-the-trainer model with some other members of the quality team, who are then going to roll that out across all departments across college. With the emotions coaching, we're thinking about having sort of an emotions coach champion in each department. So initially inviting them along for the training with the view to them then rolling that out across their teams so that it gets rolled out across all colleges.
Okay, so we're still delivering the 5 threads from the Catalyst project to our staff team. And once the initial delivery has been finished, what we're going to be doing is running workshops from now till the end of the year, and hopefully, obviously, so it is a catalyst and it's going to carry on from there. So we'll be doing workshops specifically, I think, looking at individual digital tools that we can incorporate into our sessions, and we'll be supporting staff in, putting those into their lesson plans and using them more in the classroom, and supporting with the delivery as well, which is really important.
I mean, within the project, I think one of the things that struck me is the selection of the personnel who've come, the delegates, the influencers, the advanced practitioners. So it's been very much a cascade model, very much a train-the-trainer model. So we've done lots of intense face-to-face sessions, really developing their confidence in the facility and the techniques and the background knowledge, so that they can then disseminate that knowledge, which they're already doing. In some cases, that very evening, which was fairly impressive, really. And we've scaffolded that with quite an extensive set of tools, both digital and kind of like worksheets, more traditional stuff, contextual pieces, scripts. So there's quite an extensive support network, and they're also now, before the project's finished really, are generating their own and sharing them.
We're already seeing some positive results, especially from the belongingness training. And we're sort of in the middle of measuring the impact of that. And one of the things that we're really pleased about are we've actually got a couple of people who have been doing individual handshakes with students as they're coming in to welcome them and make them feel like they belong as they're coming into the class. So that's quite exciting, and we're going to look at the impact of that on the students as well.
So we've worked, myself and I've got a partner in crime who's Ruth Brown, so we work really well together developing the sessions. Like I said, they are bespoke. We've got different sections in different curriculum areas, require different things. So it's great because we're both she's from the HECM side, I come from the services side, so probably I'm a bit more vocationally minded, a bit more higher education from Ruth. So we work really well together, and where I might miss something out, she'll pick it up and vice versa. So it's worked really well.
Feedback generally has been very, very positive. Lots of really useful comments. Our feedback form is deliberately short and simple to fill in. It just asks for a simple score, from a scale of 1 to 6, about how pleased they are with the training that they delivered, and then asks them to think just a little bit about, is there some application that they can make straight away within their own practice, and are there some things that they would like to have seen that wasn't there? And I think it's really crucial that you focus on that yes, scores are fine, but they don't really tell you, how do I now improve what I am going to deliver? So we did that for everything. And actually the team within the colleges were really good at offering feedback and were really constructive, that allowed us to address those issues, if there were any, and fill any of those gaps. Because as well as the slide decks and the resources that supported the webinars, there was a whole load of other slide decks and kind of PDFs of resources, like how to use Flipgrid, how to use Kahoot, and all those kind of, how to use Google Slides, how to use accessibility in Word docs and things. So a whole load of other additional resources that were there for them, which we fed in as and when people expressed a need. So in response to the feedback that they offered, we made sure that there were resources there available for them to access should they want to.
I mean, the reception in all of the venues that we've worked in has been absolutely incredible, and the passion and the energy are there, the things and the creativity which will drive this on beyond, way beyond the project end date. Networks have been established, websites have been created and curated, so there's a life beyond this which is generated not only by the individuals themselves, but the networks that they're creating.
My sense of where they're at is that what it's given them is it's given them a legacy of resources that they've taken on board, and so they become their resources. This is what a teacher does. Yeah, a good teacher in a sense is a good thief. You are constantly looking at, where are the valuable resources? Where's the quality that I can build into my own practice? And what you do as you build it in is you personalize it. And these people in the colleges will be now saying, now I've got these resources, how do I personalize them to meet the needs of my staff? I know where my staff are at, and the level that Paul delivered it was great, or that Ben delivered it was great for me, because I'm here. But if my staff are just not quite where I want them to be yet, I then have to adjust and amend. And that gives you a long-term roadmap, if you like, how you build these resources in to support the staff to build in that improvement in teaching and learning.
Our college partners have already begun to see benefits emerging and positive impacts coming through from embedding the training, and also just from accessing that peer network across the learning influencer model, which has enabled quite a lot of the curriculum members of staff from each of our colleges to really engage with one another, home in on best practice and what they can do taking the training forward. The selection of training undertaken has clearly enhanced staff capability and confidence, and as well as that, having access through the Learning Influencer Network to peers across our college network has really enabled many of those additional conversations, best practice models, future planning to go on to the next level.